Hello everyone, welcome to StudyIQ. So in this video lecture, we will discuss about 3rd Indian Ocean Conference. This video is presented by me. My name is Saurabh Pandey. If you have any query about UPSC, you can visit my Facebook page. My ID is Saurabh Pandey 009. So in order to understand the importance of this particular conference, that is Indian Ocean Conference, we need to see or discuss different issues and events that are taking place in this particular region. So this region is Indian Ocean region. This whole region is Indian Ocean region. If you see different issues and events that are taking place in Indian Ocean region, then the first is piracy. Piracy is visible in this region, in this particular portion, the area near Somalia, and somehow this piracy is affecting trade in the region, because if you see this particular portion, for example, this is Gulf of Aden, this is again Strait of Hormuz. From here, through ships, oil is transported from Middle East countries to countries like India or countries like China. Similarly, this route, this is Suez Canal. From this route, this particular route, the ships move to Mediterranean Sea region and then they try to reach the European countries. So you can conclude that this region, this whole region is very important for the trade purpose. And if the problem of piracy persists, then somehow it will create a law and order problem and also affect the security scenario that is there in this region. And if it is not tackled in a proper way, then it will again not only affect the trade in the region, but it will also affect the economy of the countries like the coastal countries. Second issue that is visible is mainly we can say a non-traditional challenge, because piracy is a traditional challenge that is visible in Indian Ocean region. But if you see non-traditional challenges, then we can say then we can say that drug trafficking and human trafficking, these are non-traditional challenges which are actually seen recently, and the finance generated through these illegal activities are used to finance terrorism. So this is also a matter of concern for all these countries. Third issue that is visible is the penetration of ideology, of ISIS and Al-Qaeda in countries like Maldives. Again, this is a matter of concern for countries like India, because if such kind of ideology is present in Maldives, then it may also impact the internal and external security of India as well. For example, many of the reports have highlighted that many youth from Maldives, they worked as a fighter for ISIS in Syria. So again, it's a matter of concern for the countries. So such security related issues are also discussed in this conference. Next issue is that increasing influence of China. Now, China's influence in Indian Ocean region is continuously increasing. If you see countries like Maldives, in Maldives, the China's influence is continuously increasing. At the same point of time, in Pakistan, again, China's presence is there. In Sri Lanka, China's presence is there in the form of like in Hambantota. This Hambantota port is under the control of Chinese company. So again, the increasing influence of China is a matter of concern for countries like India, because there is an apprehension that if China's presence increases in Indian Ocean region, then it may opt the same hegemonic behavior as it has opted in South China Sea. In South China Sea, for example, because of its hegemonic behavior, it has affected the freedom of navigation. At the same point of time, it has also influenced the sovereignty of different countries. So again, if China is present in Indian Ocean region, then it is a possibility that dominance of China may impact the navigation in the region, the freedom of navigation in the region, and somehow it will impact the trade in the region, and further it may affect the economy of these countries. So again, this is a matter of concern. So what is the approach of these countries? These countries have decided to exclude the third country. The country which is not located in Indian Ocean region need to be excluded from this region. For that purpose, you have certain groupings like IOARC, Indian Ocean Association for Regional Cooperation. Now, India is of the opinion that such grouping, the grouping which consists of the coastal countries of Indian Ocean region, countries like India, Seychelles, Comoros, Yemen, Oman, these are part of Indian Ocean Association for Regional Cooperation. Now, India is of opinion that such grouping need to be used in order to utilize the local resources, means the resources that are there in Indian Ocean region. For example, if you talk about marine resources, for example, you have fishes, we can also call it as a part of a blue economy, fishes plus metallic nodules. So these resources need to be used for the development of the countries along the Indian Ocean region. At the same point of time, this grouping also focuses on promotion of tourism. If tourism is promoted, then also it will help in development of countries like Mauritius, Seychelles. But in order to sustain the economy of these countries, so it is required that the hegemonic approach of China need to be subdued by proper coordination and collaboration between the countries, all of these countries which are there in Indian Ocean region. Because if they opt the fragmented approach, then it may be possible that they may not be able to tackle the influence of China in this region. So that is also a matter of concern. Such issues have also been discussed in the conference. Next thing that we need to know is the approach of India. What is the approach of India? India follows Sagar approach. Okay, what is Sagar approach? Sagar is security and growth for all in the region. Now this is a Sagar approach. As per this approach, what India is focusing on, India is focusing that the local resources need to be utilized for the growth and development of all the countries that are located along Indian Ocean region. India is not opting a kind of approach as opted by China, that the resources should be used for its own development. India wants that the resources need to be utilized by all the countries for their own growth and development. So all these issues have been discussed in this conference. So the possible questions that can be asked, like if you talk about mains, okay, UPSC mains, if you talk about, so the possible questions that can be asked is about Indian Ocean region, Indian Ocean region, the growing importance of Indian Ocean region. At the same point of time, the balance of power that is visible there in this region. At the same point of time, they can also ask you about the resources that are there in Indian Ocean region. So the question that can be framed from this topic, one is from GS paper 2 under module international relation. At the same point of time, the question can be framed from under GS 1 under module natural distribution of natural resources. So if you see this particular conference, this conference has been initiated by Delhi-based think tank. The name of the think tank is India Foundation. Now this fact is very important. At the same point of time, the partners are Singapore, Sri Lanka and Bangladesh. And now it is an annual conference. It means every year this conference is held. What is the aim of this conference? The aim of the conference is to bring together heads of states, government, ministers, leaders, scholars, diplomats, bureaucrats, practitioners across the region on a single platform, so that they can discuss different issues and events that are taking place in Indian Ocean region. So if you see this conference, it provides a single platform which actually used by the countries in the Indian Ocean region to discuss different issues. Next fact that you should know, these facts are very important, means the previous two successful editions of the conference were hosted in 2016 and 17. The first conference was there in Singapore and the second was there in Sri Lanka. Both conferences were supported by Ministry of External Affairs of India. Now this fact is very important. If you see the extent of participation, about 35 countries they have participated. If you see the possible question, the prelims question that can be framed, they can simply ask you that which of the following statement are true about third Indian Ocean Conference. They can say it was held in, they can say Singapore. They can say the theme of this conference is this. We need to be aware. We need to be aware about where these conferences were held. At the same point of time, we should also know the theme of this conference. Now, if you see the participation, then again, many of the international institutes, they have also participated. For example, S. Rajaratnam School of International Studies, again located in Sri Lanka, it has also participated. If you see Bangladesh Institute of International and Strategic Studies, it has also participated. Next point is that the theme of this conference was building regional architecture. Now this fact is also very important. If you talk about this third edition, it was held in Hanoi, again which is the capital of Vietnam, and this conference was inaugurated by External Affairs Minister, our External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj, her Vietnamese counterpart Pham Binh, again who is a Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Foreign Affairs of Vietnam. From prelims perspective, you need to remember all these facts. At the same point of time, for the mains purpose, you need to analyze this whole Indian Ocean region, like what is the importance of Indian Ocean region, at the same point of time available resources, the power equation that is visible in Indian Ocean region. You need to know all these aspects. A proper analysis need to be done in order to answer the UPSC mains related question. So in this video lecture, we have discussed the third Indian Ocean Conference. I hope this video will help you. Thank you for watching the video.